Hey YouTube, welcome to the Albuquerque Backyard Gardening channel. That's right, this has its own channel now. This is no longer a video series on the Alan Clark Films channel. So thanks for checking it out. Right now we're going to be showing you guys, it's been a little bit since our last video, but we're going to show you guys the differences between hydroponic cucumbers and soil-grown cucumbers, as well as hydroponic watermelons versus soil-grown watermelons. So let's dive into that. Okay, now I want to start out at the first cucumber plant that we got here in the garden back in, I want to say it was late March, early February when I planted this out here. It was started in February inside and planted a little early, but it looks like it survived the cold and is doing just fine. We've already got one cucumber growing, and you know, for size comparison there, my finger's up against it, so it's coming along very nicely. We've got plenty of flowers loaded onto here. I am starting to see a little yellowing, so I'm going to add a little blood meal to the mix on the soil and water it in. Well, I'll let the rain water it in because we've had a little bit of rain. So now let's hop over to our other cucumber patch, and then I'll show you the hydroponics. So let's go. Okay, now this is our other cucumber patch, and these ones I'm growing vertically onto the line that is connected to the PVC framing. Hopefully this will be strong enough to hold. So these were all planted around the same time from seed in late April, and here we are first weekend of July, and they're really just climbing along this thing. Now that they've got something to hold on to, they just want to go up. I don't see any cucumbers on here yet. Oh, there's one. Okay, so we got a couple. Nope, that's just a flower. In here, a little something maybe. Not really. So these will probably take a little longer. Boy, there's an aphid. These will take a little longer. So once these other ones start coming up, they'll get tied up as well, and we're just going to have a massive string of cucumbers hanging up here. And it's south facing, so it won't be blocking anything out. And so that's good. Alright, so here we are at our hydroponic cucumber bucket. 5 gallons. This has been going a little over a month. A little over a month when I put this out here. In the last video I showed this one in the bucket as a seed. And look at this now. This one does have a fruit already. We got one growing here. Let me get it from this other angle. From under the trellis. So here we've already got a very good size cucumber. Look at that. And so the first fruit appeared on both of the plants about 6 days ago, and this one is probably 3-4 times the size of the other cucumber that we already have. Things do look a little rough up top. That's because I let the reservoir get a little lower than the roots had space for, essentially. But I'll go ahead and crack this open and show you guys the roots. Look at that. Oh boy. So here's our root zone. So looks like now the roots are actually going down there pretty deep, so that's good. And that means I can allow this to use more and more of its water before I have to fill it up again. And here's also the spinach that I planted in there. At this point it's just kind of taking up room. I'm wondering if this dryness on here might just be from the lack of water, or maybe too high of a nutrition level. Too many nutrients in here, but we've had some rain that's washed and diluted some of it, so I think we'll be okay. Hop over to this watermelon patch. Now, originally there was about 4 or 5 other seedlings in this area, and once this one became clear that it was going to be growing the biggest, the fastest, I went ahead and pulled these other ones out earlier in the week, and we've got some tendrils climbing and clinging on to the framing, which is perfect. Probably gonna let this spill over here and do its thing. Maybe add some more compost onto cover these so they'll root. And then, you know, more cucumbers over there. So this is the soil patch. Been going for a little over 2 months. Not bad so far. Now let's hop over to the hydroponics and see the crazy differences. And finally, our watermelon bucket. These are crimson red, I believe, and this 18-gallon reservoir using hydroponic nutrients, and this thing is just stretching. We've got flowers all over it. All these male flowers are open, and at the very end down here we've got some fruit. A little watermelon fruit that is being, you know, dominated by ants and a couple aphids, I guess, but yeah. Let me look for some more here. I mean, they're probably tying each other up. That's not good. I'll have to go in here and separate them a little. Let me show you the roots. Again, these were started at the same time as the cucumbers. And this is insanity how many roots there are. This one's drinking a lot of water already. And since it's flowering and producing fruit that is absolutely being pollinated, we can expect a lot to happen in the next couple weeks as far as fruit development goes. So that's the difference between hydroponic watermelons and hydroponic cucumbers versus soil. I mean, that is just insane growth differences with this watermelon. Complete availability of nutrients whenever the plant needs, just uptakes it as it needs to. I mean, come on. I'm just excited. Well, that's all I've got time for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, do the bell thing, get notified when I put up new videos. I'm going to keep up with this a little more often. Thanks for watching.